Okay, hello everyone. We're back with another IELTS speaking live stream. So today we're focusing on speaking. The way it works is I'll get some of you to come and join me here. And in this lesson, we're focusing on part 1. Next week will be part 2. The following week will be part 3. So we just cycle through it and do one part each week. So this week is part 1. I'll get some of you to come join me live, ask you some questions, give you some feedback, and that'll give everyone more insight into what the IELTS examiner is looking for and how the scores are evaluated. So that's basically what we're doing. But what we're not doing, what I will not be doing, is teaching you how to respond to the questions. I'm not necessarily teaching you how to approach the IELTS speaking test or how to improve your IELTS speaking scores. Reason being, I've already made lessons to do that for you. So I'll just share with you here these lessons. There's a link for Facebook and a link for YouTube. So if you don't know how to improve your scores, you don't know how to approach the test, those lessons will help you with that. And then this lesson is to get a bit more insight into what happens in the test and feedback on the performance of the students who join me. Okay, so that's essentially what we're doing here. Sharafat, hello to you. Good to see you here again. You're in the lesson yesterday. Hamza, hello to you and welcome back. Hi, Abul. Welcome to the lesson. And Jewel, one of the regulars. Good to see you here. Maravik is back. Hi, Maravik. Our second time meeting today. Hey, Rupinder. You missed the lesson earlier. You were there last week, I recall. Kring, hello to you. Hey, Kring, hope you're doing well. And hello, Naomi. Good to see you back here again. Right. So let's get some of you in here. All right. So if you go to the comments of this video, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, makes no difference. You'll see this link to join me live. Click on that. That will bring you in here. And then I will have some questions for you and some feedback for you and a bit more insight into how the IELTS speaking test works. Hey, Mozam, good to see you here as well. And hello to you. I genuinely couldn't even guess how to say your name. I'm not familiar with that alphabet. Hey, Jane, good to see you here again. Okay, so that's it. Click on that link. We'll get you in here and then we'll get you started. Hey, Neil. Okay, I have Naomi with me here. Okay, so Naomi, let's get you in. How are you doing?
Fine. How are you?
Nice to finally meet you.
Yes.
Where are you from, Naomi?
I'm from Zambia.
From Zambia.
Yes.
And what score do you need?
In speaking, I need a 7.
Okay. And have you booked your test yet?
Yes, I'll be having it in 2 weeks' time, on the 15th of February.
2 more weeks. Okay. So we're just focusing on part 1 today.
Okay.
So let me ask you some part 1 questions. All right. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about your daily routine. When do you usually get up in the morning?
So normally I wake up around 6. I'm not a morning person, but I have to wake up at 6 because I have to go for work. I report for work at 7:30. I start work at, I'm supposed to start work at 8 hours. My whole day, I spend it at work because I knock off around 16. So that's like my routine.
And do you usually have the same routine every day?
5 days a week, from Monday to Friday. I'm off on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays.
And what is your daily routine at the weekend?
Well, normally I would stay home with my daughter, but sometimes I'd go out with my husband. So the routine, I don't really have a routine. Sometimes I'd go out, sometimes I'd stay at home. It depends.
And do you ever change your routine?
For the weekend? Yes, it changes most times. I don't have a fixed routine for the weekend. It changes. Sometimes I'll visit my family, sometimes I'll stay home, sometimes I'll go out.
Thank you. Okay, so firstly, you'll need to develop your answers a bit more. I think the way you're working, your fluency, vocab, grammar, they're all strong. Your pronunciation is fine. I think mainly you need to work on developing your answers a bit more. So some of those answers were a bit short, and part of your fluency and coherence score is that you can, develop those answers and that you're willing to develop those answers. So it's no good if the examiner has to push you to develop your answers. You need to do that yourself for a band 7. That would be the main thing that I would say you should work on. Just practice answering these mundane questions and having enough development. That would be the main thing. You told me that you change your routine every weekend. And then I asked you, do you ever change your routine? Right? So you already told me, and then I asked you the question about what you already told me. But that does happen in the IELTS test, because the examiner has the list of questions and they have to follow the list of questions. So that does happen sometimes where, it looks like the examiner wasn't listening to you, but that's not the case. They're just following their script. So what you did was fine. Or you could just say, yeah, like I already told you, and you can just, kind of repeat what you said and add a bit extra to it. The only other thing I would say is just make sure that you're speaking the way you speak now, just like comfortably. Don't try to change anything up, because what happens to a lot of candidates is they'll try to kind of perform in the test instead of just speaking the way they normally speak, and that brings their score down. So for you, the only advice I'd have right now is just practice these types of questions and get more comfortable with developing them a bit more over the next 2 weeks. Do you have any questions for me?
Not in speaking.
Okay, if you have questions about other areas of the test, feel free to send me messages or something, but we'll just keep it on. We'll keep it on speaking for now.
Thank you.
Okay. You too. Take care of yourself, Naomi.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Okay, so let me just see if we have any other messages, and then I'll get Rupinder in here. Hey, Leo. Doing very well, thank you. Jewel, we're doing speaking part 1 today. Hey, Kwesi. Hey, Binny. And hello to you. Hi. How you want to improve your English? Me? Not one of my goals at the moment, no. I think I'm doing all right. I assume I've misunderstood that question. Okay, Rupinder. Oh, Rupinder just disappeared. Abul, you ready there? We'll get you in here. Hi, Abul.
Hi, hello, sir.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all. How are you, sir?
Doing good, doing good. You seem like you're in a very good mood today.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's afternoon here and the beautiful nature.
Awesome.
Maybe that's why I look fresh today.
Is that your hometown?
No, it's another city of my country. Actually, my university is situated here, and right now
Okay,
I'm studying here. But my
lovely.
home district is another city. Yes,
Okay, so you enjoy the countryside there. Are you
yes,
from
yes,
a city?
yes.
Yeah.
No, no, no. The place where I have born, that is not a city. Actually,
Okay.
it's a rural area. But where I am studying, it's a city.
Oh, okay. But the nice
Yeah.
nice scenery anyway. Okay.
Uh,
I've been living in a
Maybe
city so long. I
actually,
love to get to the countryside.
yes. Right now,
Okay,
I'm
well,
staying in a hall.
sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, so let me ask you. I'm going to ask you some questions about musical instruments.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Um, which instrument do you like listening to most?
Actually, especially I like to live conversation. I prefer to talk in live conversation because in online in social medias we find a huge conversations which are made by natives. But I think it's better and enjoyable to me if I can talk with the native speakers like you. And
And
I wanna let you think that your pronunciation and your speaking is so understandable to me, and that's why I never miss any episode of you, and I try to join with you if I
thanks,
get any
Abul.
chance.
Okay, you've got
Yeah,
me off
yeah.
track now. Your compliments, you charm me into stop being an examiner there. Okay, I shouldn't be talking. Um, have you ever learned to play a musical instrument?
Actually, the net connection is not up to the mark here, and sometimes I fail to got the conversation from you. So it should better if I could hear the question again, please.
Um, have you ever learned to play a musical instrument?
Oh, sorry, I have not learned that.
No problem. So, if you don't know the meaning of a word or a phrase, you can ask the examiner. So, in the IELTS test, you can say, "What does musical instrument mean?" So,
Musical, if I is the, I mean, is the tools which are used to make many sounds when the
exactly.
songs are
But
sing.
if you don't understand the question, you can ask the examiner to explain the question
Sure,
for
sure.
you. So the main issues here: too many pauses. So you need to work on your fluency.
Yes, yes, yes.
Your pronunciation was clearer before, like when we were just chatting. Your pronunciation was clearer, but once the IELTS test started, you became a bit more robotic, and your pronunciation was not as clear. So you need to continue speaking the way you normally speak. And then
Yes,
your first, you basically you have to answer the question you were asked. You cannot change the question. So the
sure.
question was, which instrument do you like listening to most? Is it because you didn't understand instrument, or
Yes, I got the
okay,
matter.
okay. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
So all it would be, it's very important that you understand the question. So you can ask
Yes,
the
yes.
examiner to repeat the question, or you can ask the examiner to explain the phrase like we just spoke about. Yep. So besides that, I would say fluency would be the main area for you to work on, because there are too many pauses at the moment. Even though you can expand your answers and you can communicate very well, just the number of pauses in your answer would be the main concern.
Yes, yes,
All
yes.
right. Well,
I
lovely to
think
meet you,
it's
Abul.
yeah, thank you.
Take care of yourself. Bye bye
Sir,
now.
sir, I have
Oh,
a
what's that, Abul?
yes, I want to know a matter from you that where is my great weakness, because maybe you have got about myself that, and
Fluency
so
for
that I
sure.
can work to improve that
100,
weakness.
100% fluency. Yeah, 100% it's
Yes.
fluency. Yeah. Okay. Take care of yourself, Abul. Bye bye. Okay. Hey, Felix and Shine. Hello to you. Hey, Lucky. Wisdom, how can you join the session? You just have to click. There's a link up here. It's in the comments. It says link to join me live. Click on one of those. Also, I wanted to let you know that I have that there's 20% off my course until Thursday. So if you're interested in joining that, you can send me an email, especially if you're on YouTube. You'll need to send me an email because I can't reply. So send me an email to lar@completetestsuccess.com. Or if you're on Facebook, you can just send me a DM or just say that you're interested in the comments and I'll get back to you later. So yeah, 20% off until Thursday. So another 2 days. All right, next I have Kwesi. Okay, Kwesi, let's get you in here. Go to
Okay.
you. How are you
Hello.
doing?
I'm fine.
I normally recognize you as a green circle with the letter K inside it. I've seen your name. I've seen your name many times, but first time meeting you. Where are you from, Kwesi?
From Ghana.
From Ghana. What score do you need?
I need a band 7.
Okay. And have you booked your test yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm still preparing.
Good. All right. So I'll have some advice for you here. Okay, and I'm also asking you questions about musical instruments.
Okay.
Do you think children should learn to play a musical instrument at school?
It is very essential that children are taught how to play musical instruments because it would help them to discover their hidden talents, and also some of them can use it in the future as personal jobs that will be beneficial to them and their family as well.
How easy would it be to learn an instrument without a teacher?
It will be a bit difficult to learn an instrument because sometimes it's not everyone that has the desire and passion to adapt to how the instruments are, and it will take a lot of time before you are able to um, understand how the use of the instrument is and how to even play it well.
And are there any instruments that you dislike listening to?
I'm no particular fan of any one instrument, but I believe that the use of a xylophone would be on. I don't like listening to it, and it's not soothing to the ears for me.
Thank you. Okay, you got a really good level of accuracy. Are you currently working on grammar? Like, are you
Yeah,
focusing on some area of your speech?
yes. I've written the IELTS before last month. I got a 7.5 band in the speaking, and the reading didn't go well. I got 6.0, and the writing too, I got 6.5. So I have to rewrite it again.
Okay.
And the listening to, I got 8.0. Sorry.
Were you speaking? So you're speaking a bit more quickly now. Were you speaking as slowly in the test as you were with me?
In the test, I was a bit nervous, but I was speaking very audibly and loud. It wasn't that slow, if
Yeah,
I could remember clearly.
you're a little bit slower today. And I felt like
Oh,
very often when students are trying to improve their grammar, they have to think very carefully about each word, and that just slows down how quickly they're speaking. And that's what you sound like. You sound like someone who's very focused on grammar, or it feels like grammar. It feels like when someone's focusing on grammar, just the way, the kind of slow pace that you're taking. So that would be my only concern. I mean, if you were working on grammar, I'd say that's fine and just continue. But if you speak that slowly in the test, that's going to hurt your fluency score.
Okay.
It's very slow. But I mean, if you already got a band 7.5, I don't imagine you were speaking that slowly in the test if you were able to get a band 7.5. But as soon as the test stopped and you start speaking, like after the part one question, when I just asked you what you're doing, you were speaking at a much better pace.
Yeah, I
So
think it's nervousness a bit.
okay,
That's
that
what
makes sense.
but I'll
That makes
improve
sense.
on it.
Yeah, but really, like you've got a great level of accuracy. Your answers are relevant. Your development is relevant. You're very clear to understand. The vocabulary, you didn't really use any like topic specific vocabulary.
Oh, okay.
You can communicate very clearly, but like besides maybe xylophone, there wasn't really anything that I wouldn't expect from a band 6 level of vocabulary. So what happens as well is like maybe in the IELTS speaking test, you got a topic that you're very comfortable with or that you know a lot about. So that would improve your scores. So you might want to continue working on vocabulary as well as the other areas. What did you say? The reading and the writing test, was it?
Yes, and I've started and I'm following what you posted on YouTube and
Good. Yeah.
I'm doing
I
it
mean,
bit by bit.
if you ever have any questions, just ask me in the comments under the video as well. If there are
Okay.
any things you don't understand in the lesson, I can reply to your questions there as well, just to give you a bit of extra
All
support.
right.
All right.
Okay.
Lovely to meet you,
Thank you.
Kwesi. Take care of
All
yourself.
right.
Bye.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that was pretty good. All right, wasn't it? Good to see you here, Shine from Pakistan. Welcome. Hey, Myra. Good to see you here again. Abul, you're more than welcome. No problem whatsoever. And Frazkan is here. Wisdom. I have to be honest, I'm not very well versed on my emojis. I besides thumbs up, I don't really know what any of them mean. So I'm afraid if that's something that I need to respond to, I'm not good. Not familiar with them. A little bit old, I think. I never got them. Okay. So let's see. Okay, I got a bunch of people here. They all have their cameras turned off. So if you could just turn on your cameras there, I'll get you in. Shine. Yeah, absolutely. If you go up to one of the first comments, if you go back to the earlier comments, I have lessons here, complete IELTS speaking guide. So that's you'll find what you're looking for there. And wisdom. Have a session. Yeah, if you mean to join me live here, yeah, you just click on the link and you can come in here. And Al-Sadiq. Hi, Al-Sadiq. Good to see you. I have your Al-Sadiq won the lucky draw for the speaking test, the one I post every Sunday. And we recorded his practice IELTS speaking test yesterday. I forget my days. That was yesterday. Al-Sadiq, that will be posted on Friday. I have it already set up to schedule for Friday, so you'll be able to see it on Facebook on Friday. Okay, Rupinder. Hi there.
Hello,
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I have a question for you. Why do you spell your name different? Sometimes I see you with Rupinder with 2 O's and sometimes with a U, I think, maybe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I right?
Yes, sir. Totally right.
Is there any reason, or is it just whatever mood you're in?
No, actually, so I have an email on using double O, but my
Okay.
original name by you.
Okay. I got you now. I get it. So just the same pronunciation with different spelling. Okay, Rupinder, I'm going to ask you some questions about traffic where you live.
Okay.
How do most people travel to work where you live?
I reside in a city. So in my city, public transport is the mostly used mode by the people, especially the bus, as it's cheap and convenient.
What traffic problems are there in your area?
Mm, In my area, as it is a city, so it's highly populated, uh, especially in the morning and the evening hours. So traffic congestion is the most problem that I see in my area.
Okay, so a lot of accuracy there today. A lot of accuracy and a nice range of vocab as well, using it accurately. So that's good. What are you working on these days? What are you trying to improve at the moment?
Both fluency, actually three, fluency, ideas, and grammar.
Okay, so those are all good. Yeah, much improvement there. So look, the thing is, you don't want to try and improve too many things at the same time. If you try to do everything at the same time, you make very little progress. So it's good to just focus on one or two things at a time. However, just in relation to what I would say was the main weakness based on your responses today, it's more your sentence stress, and you just follow that same pattern. It doesn't matter what the words are. It doesn't matter what the sentence is about or how long the sentence is. So I'm just going to read back the question. So this one, what traffic problems are there in your area? The way you speak is like this. You go, what traffic problems are there in your area? So you just kind of have this like little bursts. They're not bursts, but like these kind of waves that you speak in. Like you follow that pattern all the time, rather than the sentence stress that would normally be attached to the sentences. So basically, sentence stress. It's basically sentence stress. But it's not very severe, and you're aiming for band 7. It would help. It would help. Yeah, it would help to work on that. But like I said, don't go rushing straight out and doing that. If you're still working on grammar or you're working on vocab, just give your attention to that for now, and you can come back to that another time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for
You're very
giving
welcome.
information.
Talk to you next time, Rupinder. Take care of yourself. Okay, I have Sarmani here. Hey, Sarmani.
Hello, how are you?
Doing very well. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Are you
In the war. I'm sorry
Yeah.
for this. Okay.
No problem. I'm used to plenty of masks around me. I have to wear myself half the time. Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing though, like where I live, everyone has worn masks all the time since before coronavirus anyway. So we were all used to it. Like everyone wears masks when they go outside since I arrived here 14 years ago. So it wasn't that big a change for me, to be honest. Anyway, I'm going off track. All right,
Okay.
Sarmani, I'm going to ask you some questions about traffic where you live. How do traffic problems affect you?
Traffic problems affect me a lot, especially during rush hours. Maybe it make me late for my gym, for my gym, or sometimes it make me late when I go into my job.
How would you reduce the traffic problems in your area?
The government reduce the traffic problems by establish many tunnels and also many bridges. These bridges and tunnel solve the traffic problem.
Now I'm going to ask you some questions about your friends. Do you prefer to have one particular friend or a group of friends?
No, I like to have a group of friends because we can encourage us and we can support each other. That's why I like to have a group of friends.
What do you like doing most with your friends?
Excuse me, can you repeat it?
What do you like doing most with your friends?
I like to go gym with each other. Also, I like to enjoy a trip for any place. Sometimes we like to visiting relatives for each other because we consider us as a one family. Sometimes also we can go cinema.
Do you think it's important to keep in contact with friends you know as a child?
Excuse me again. I'm sorry.
Do you think it's important to keep in contact with friends you knew as a child?
Yes, yes, it's so important for me to keep in contact and to keep in touch with each other because, as I just mentioned, it makes us as a one family, and that help us to continue our life in a good way.
Okay, so the thing for you, Sarmani, is you're going to have to, I think, the impression I get just from speaking to you before is you're trying to do many different things at the same time, and it's stretching you a bit thin. Like, for maybe I'm wrong, but like, for example, are you working on several areas? Are you working on grammar and pronunciation and vocab? Are you working on many different things at the
Yes,
same time? For you,
yes,
what you'll need to do is you'll need to narrow your focus. You'll need to just start focusing on. I would just recommend you focusing on grammar, in particular verbs, verb tenses, subject verb agreement, and prepositions. I would say if you focus on those three things and nothing else until you get
okay.
competent with those.
Can you tell me about the procedures that I can concentrate in those? Because when you tell me I should concentrate in subject verb agreement, I already studied what is subject verb agreement and I
I
try
know,
to
so, but
understand
it's
it.
not. But it's not about studying it. It's about continuing until you're doing it correctly. So, like
So,
for example, like if you go, I go, he goes, she
yeah,
go or goes.
practice it.
But you know it already. But
She
you're not.
goes.
But you're yeah. But you know it
Yeah, she
already.
goes.
But the problem is you're not doing it.
Yes,
So it's not about studying the rules. It's about working towards integrating that into the way that you speak. So it sounds like you're frustrated because it's taken you so long. But that's why I'm saying narrow it down. Those three
yes.
things until you're perfect, and then work on the next thing, because it feels like you're doing too many things at the same time. So I'd say those three:
Okay,
subject verb agreement, tenses, prepositions. If you just do those, don't worry about pronunciation, don't worry about vocab, don't worry about fluency, don't worry about those other things. Just very focused on those, and that will help you get where you need to go.
okay. Subject
Just
verb
focus on
agreement and purpose and all, what also?
subject verb agreement,
Subject
tenses, and prepositions.
tenses.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right. Good to talk to
okay.
you again,
Thank you.
Sarmani. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Alcide, can you please share the link? Yeah, if you just scroll up, in the comments, you'll see it there. There you go. There it is. Link to join me live. Just click on that. Hey Arzu, good to see you here. Alcide, let me share that link with you. Here we go. So You can scroll up and find it, or scroll down and find it. You'll find it. It's in there twice. Good to see you again too, Arzu. Twice in one day. Hi, Naomi. Okay. So next we have Maha. Let's get you in here. Hi, Maha.
Hi, sir. How are you doing?
Very well.
Yes, sir.
How's your week since I last spoke with you?
Yeah, it's been going good, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Good to hear. All right, so I'm going to move you to a new topic. Just one moment. Let me get my questions ready here. Okay, Maha, I'm going to ask you some questions about transport.
Okay.
The question is, how did you get here today? Which does make sense in an IELTS test, but doesn't make sense here. All right. What is your favorite mode of transport?
My favorite mode of transport is train, local train actually, because it is very cheap and convenient. In my city where I live, there is a train to every little place, where buses cannot go because it connects throughout the city. So, and we have train services in the midnight as well. At that time, we don't have bus services, so that's why I like train as my most favorite favorite transport.
And do you ever use public transport?
Generally I use public transport, train, when I travel to my office, because where I live, there we don't have bus services, but we have train services. So to go to office I need to travel on train, so that's why I use train every day to reach office.
Do you like the transport system in your country?
Yes, I like transport system in my country because mostly it is cheap and convenient, and moreover, the transport system in my country is very, feasible. Actually, that's why I like transport system in my country.
What's the difference between taking a bus and taking a train?
The difference between taking a bus and train is, like, the train you cannot you cannot go to the every place, but the bus, you can go to different places where the train service is not available as well. And moreover, when you take bus, that travel time is more rather than comparing with the train time. If you take the train, the travel time is very less comparing with bus. That is the difference between taking a train and a bus.
Okay, thanks. So there are a few areas for you to work on. There's small grammar mistakes. You've started saying "you know" a lot.
Yes, even I identified that while I
Yeah,
record my speech. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know, it's coming.
I think it's just what we call, it's another filler. So it's another way, instead of saying or instead of, you just say "you know." So it's essentially the same purpose, just a different way of giving yourself time to think. So you're adapting, you're trying to improve your fluency, and you're basically, your brain is just trying to find ways to give you more time to think.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what it is. So it's the same as pausing, saying or saying "you know." Okay, that sentence stress, as we know, and
yes,
then some small grammar things. You have to say "the train," or "I like trains," or "I like the train," but never "I like a train."
yes.
You said to go to office has to be to go to the office. So that's three article mistakes. You cannot go to the every place. Okay, so it's kind of there are two mistakes here. It's no the, so it's another article mistake, which is actually a good thing. If all your mistakes are the same area, then you've less work to do. So articles are coming up repeatedly, but the phrase is everywhere, not every place.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to improve my articles also, but while writing it is going good, but while speaking automatically, I mean, if I try to improve my articles, like it is taking so much time, then my fluency is affecting. I don't know.
That's normal.
While practicing, I'm speaking very slowly at slower pace. So
yeah,
that time I was able to, use proper articles, correct articles. But
that's good.
if I try to speak a little fast, then automatically automatically articles are affecting.
But that's completely normal, Maha. That's exactly the same procedure that everyone would be in. So if you just stay working on articles, eventually it will just become natural. You'll do it without thinking, and your fluency will be as good as it always is. So
Okay.
that's normal. What you're experiencing is exactly what I would expect you to experience. So just continue working on articles. One other collocation mistake: the travel time is longer. So we talk about long and short time. So the collocation, you said more, but it should be longer.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
you use the word feasible incorrectly. We don't use feasible the way you used it. So those would be the main things to consider.
Thank you. Yeah.
Any
I get my
questions at the
feedback.
moment, Maha?
No. Still, I need to improve it, sir.
Of course, but you're getting better.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen instantly. To be honest, like that's why the IELTS test is so hard. It's because to move from a 6 to a 7, to move from a 7 to 8, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, So just stick with it. You're heading in the right direction. You're getting better. You're right. You do have more to do, but that's normal. You're not going to do it overnight. Yeah. All right. Lovely talking to you again, Maha. Talk to you next time.
Sir.
Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Hey, Sarwa. Are you going to join me today? Get a bit of cocoa melon on. Mohammed Iqbal Ahmed. I'm very well, thank you. My question is, in the IELTS exam, people recommend that talk to the teacher like a friend. Point is, if I speak to the teacher friendly using informal words, would it reduce my band score? No. It's not a formal test. You can speak informally. You should speak the way you normally speak, because that's the way you'll be most comfortable with. That will be most natural. That will help your fluency. So there are some people, some countries where like they learn a kind of an archaic style of English, and the way they speak is quite formal. And I would say to that person, talk the way you normally speak. So it's okay to be formal. It's okay to be informal. Yeah, whatever way you normally speak, whatever way you're most comfortable speaking is the way you should speak. It does not need to be formal. So yeah, just whatever slang. And slang is good. Like if you normally use slang, you normally use informal words, those would be considered like less common, and those would help your score as well. And that would actually be a better approach than like a lot of students where they'll try to learn idioms and use idioms in the speaking test, and it's just so unnatural to use those. It sounds like completely out of place. And I've seen quite a few candidates, like when I was examining, where they've been told by a teacher, you need idioms, use idioms. They come in and their speaking is okay, but then they start using all these idioms that don't make sense where they're using them, and they bring their scores down. So I know that's not what you asked, but just going off the back of what you're saying, that's kind of like the opposite approach, which I've seen hurt student scores. Okay, is it Tulo is here at the moment? Is it Tulo? If you can turn on your camera, I'll get you in here. We'll get started. Hi, Prav. And earlier on, Kwesi, I said normally I know you as a green circle with a K in it, and it seemed like you had no idea what I'm talking about. So that is what I was talking about. Just in case you think I'm going half mad. Muzam, it's sometimes really enjoyable watching your live lessons passively. Thank you. It's nice to hear. Certainly, I don't think I'll be getting any viewers who don't need to do the IELTS test. Certainly not that enjoyable, but thanks for saying so, Muzam. I had a feeling you didn't understand. You had a bit of a blank face. Lung Hien Chuk Mung Namoi. Good to see you here. Come in and join me. Or I'm sure you're celebrating at the moment. Good of you to join us anyway. Prav, how to improve speaking? So it just depends on what area is your main weakness. So, like I was saying at the start of this live stream, I shared these lessons with you here. Complete IELTS Speaking Guide. And in that, I explained to you how to improve your fluency, how to improve your vocab, how to improve your grammar, how to improve your pronunciation. So the place to start is to figure out which of those you're making mistakes with. You know, because let's say, for example, you got a band 6.5 in your IELTS speaking test, and your scores were fluency band 7, vocab band 7, grammar band 7, pronunciation band 6. There's no point working on fluency, vocab, or grammar. You have to work on your weakness. You have to work on your pronunciation. So that's the first thing, is to discover which area you have a weakness in. But then even when you go into that, you need to figure what specifically are you making mistakes in. So you hear, like, you know, some students, I'm talking about mistakes that students are making with pronunciation. Some students are making mistakes with individual sounds, like you know, in Indian students with the V's and the W's. Some students have stressing too many words in a sentence. Some students are putting extra sounds in. So again, I mean, there are various different problems that people can have with pronunciation. But like, if some student has a problem with sentence stress, they shouldn't be working on individual sounds. So it's really about finding out exactly what your problem is and working on that, you know. So you could spend years and years studying the wrong thing and it won't get you where you need to go. So it is very important. That's essentially why, like, all my first lessons I made for Complete Test Success were how to do it, how to do it, how to do it, how to do it. And now all my lessons are feedback, 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 because once you know how to do it, you need feedback. You need to know where you're going wrong, which is why you'll notice all my earlier lessons are how-tos and instructions and explanations, whereas nowadays it's, you know, I know that I've done that thoroughly, and I know that if a student is to come and follow me and complete Test Success, they can get that, they can get this. So yeah, there's a long answer to your question. Froskin, yeah, it really takes time to learn every aspect of the test. If it's just about knowledge or memorization, then it would be a lot easier, but it's not. Speaking a language is a skill honed over time. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more. Prav, I attempted the exam and I got 6.5 in speaking. Yeah, that's, I think, like one of the only things that could be improved about the IELTS test is if they told you your individual band scores. So if they told you your pronunciation score, your vocab, grammar, your fluency scores, but you just get the overall score and you don't know which area you're lacking in. But, you know, come and join me here. use my one-on-one service. Like I said, my course has a 20% discount until Thursday. So if you want to get, more hands-on, the way my course works, it's a lifetime membership, and I will periodically check your work so that, let's say, okay, you're 6.5, you're 6.5, you're 6.5, you're 6.5. Okay, now you're 7. Now you're 7. Now you're ready for the test. So yeah, the structure of my course is very, very different to what you would find in a traditional classroom. Hey, Kamika, long time no see. Good to see you here. Okay, Wisdom, let's get you in here. Hey, Wisdom. You're muted there at the moment.
Oh. Hello,
we
sir,
got you.
please.
How are you doing?
Okay.
Good.
I'm doing well. Hope you are fine.
Doing good, doing good. Where are you from, Wisdom?
I'm from Ghana, in West Africa.
Ghana. I know it. I have a lot of students from Ghana. And what score do you need?
I need 7.0 and above.
Okay. Have you booked your test yet?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you some questions here. Okay, Wisdom, I'd like to ask you some questions about weather. What's the weather like today?
The weather today is less humid and then it's with dry air, so least of moisture in the atmosphere, and it's sunny.
What's your favorite type of weather?
My favorite type of weather is the rainy season. So here in Ghana, we do have only 2 seasons. That's wet and then dry season. But I'm much more familiar with the wet season because in that season, the environment is very humid and it enables activities to go on, especially with our respiratory issues, breathing and all that. So I prefer the wet season to the dry season.
And in general, do you enjoy the weather in your country?
I would say to some extent, yes, because over the news and then all around us, we get to see information about how terrible some weathers are in different parts of the world. So sometimes comparing what's going on somewhere else to what we have here, I would say it's fine with us for now.
Okay. Thanks, Wisdom. Okay, so the main thing is you're pausing after about every 3 or 4 words. You pause. I wrote down 2 of them just to give you an example, but after the live stream, there'll be a recording of this. So I'm just going to put you on mute for one second because there's an echo. I'll unmute you in a second and make sure you understand. Okay, so you can, after this live stream, you'll see the recording on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you are, and you can listen to yourself, but you'll hear what I'm talking about. So this isn't exactly what you sound like. I'm going to exaggerate it just so you understand what I mean. Okay, so you said this. My favorite type of weather is the dry season. And then I had another one. I would say to some extent, yes, because, and it doesn't seem to be a fluency issue. It doesn't seem like you're trying to think of words. It doesn't seem like you're trying to think of ideas. Now, I don't know. I might be wrong. Maybe you are. But you have these like 3 or 4 words and these long pauses, and that's going to hurt both your fluency and your pronunciation scores because you're missing a lot of the connected speech from your pronunciation with those pauses as well. So I'm not sure. Maybe it is because you're thinking of grammar or vocab or ideas. Maybe you are thinking of something, but it doesn't feel like you are. Can you just explain to me what do you think, or why do you think that's happening?
Okay, so thank you so much.
No problem.
Actually, this is my first time of having a speaking session. I just started the classes online with
Okay.
a tutor locally over here, so we don't have
Yeah.
also that much time to practice. So I just started
Okay.
this for now. I'll say just a week. So I've been doing much of personal assistant,
Uh,
gathering
but
items for now. So I've not delved into serious studies yet. So I decided to give this one a try and see how it goes, so that at least it will give me some
okay.
morale in the future.
So just not comfortable enough yet. But I mean, what is good is range and accuracy of vocab, range and accuracy of grammar. You've got a lot of accuracy, but that would be the first thing for you to work on.
Okay. Sir.
Do you work in the medical field?
Yes, I am a nurse.
Yeah, I heard the respiratory system dropped in. I was like, I have a feeling you're in the medical field, all right. There's a little giveaway. All right. Nice to meet you anyway, Wisdom.
Thanks,
And
sir.
talk to you again soon, hopefully.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye. You're very welcome. Okay, so it's just 4 minutes left on the live stream. I have one student left in here. I have Sarwa in here with me at the moment. So just to be clear, in case anyone thinks it's unfair, if you join after Sarwa, we won't have time to get to you. However, if you have questions or want to leave comments, please go ahead, and I'll respond to any questions or any comments you have once we're finished with Sarwa here. Sarwa, you ready? How you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm doing great.
Good. How's your kid?
They are doing well.
Good.
Thanks for asking.
How many? Do you have a few kids?
Yeah, I have two girls.
Oh, I thought it was just the very young.
No. Hey,
There's an example for me. She's
This is
fine.
the
Let her run around.
oldest.
She's fine. That's the
Yeah.
oldest.
Yeah.
Hello. That quietened her.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you some questions. Okay.
Go back.
Sorry, just a moment. I need to get it up on the screen here, but okay. So let me ask you some questions about happiness.
All right.
What usually makes you happy?
I believe happiness comes within, and my children mostly makes me happy. Seeing them talking, moving around. I'm always happy when I'm with them.
Does the weather ever affect how you feel?
Sometimes, more especially during the raining season, it's very difficult to go out, and it's frustrating sometimes because passing through the raining with umbrella and all that's with coat and all those things, I feel sad sometimes. And it's quite frustrating. Yeah.
And what other things make you feel unhappy?
Yeah, I work at the maternity department, and sometimes if we get a client and things are not going on well and we have to refer, I'm not really that happy because seeing this client going away without the results that the client needed makes me feel sad.
Do you think people in your country are generally happy people?
It depends on every individual. Some people might outwardly might be happy, but then within they might be sad. So I think it depends on the individual.
Okay, good. Have you been working on your English?
Yes, sir. I have my
Yeah.
speaking test on the 22nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another 1, 2, 3 weeks coming up. Now I feel like I can see some improvement. just a bit of feedback, and it's more on your responses than your language.
All right.
You said question 1, what usually makes you happy? It kind of felt like you stopped a bit earlier. You could have expanded on that a bit more. I don't know, like it's not essential, and it's not that you have to have long answers for every question, but like maybe like if you could include an example or
Elaborate
something.
it. Okay.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. But that wasn't the case in question 2 and 3. Then in question 2, I kind of have the opposite. The opposite problem was it felt like you were. Was that true answer, or were you just kind of inventing it as you go along? Was the answer true? So the question was, does the weather affect how you feel? You start talking about umbrellas and all that. Was that true?
Yeah. You have to keep a lot of such things, and then with children around, I don't feel really happy.
Okay. There were so many pauses in question 2. It felt like you were trying to invent it as you were speaking. So I'm wrong. My feedback isn't valid. Question 1 was a bit short. Question 2, there were too many pauses. And then the other thing was just sometimes you say the word clients with the T sound in it, and sometimes you say it without the T sound. So you'll say client. Sometimes you say clients, and sometimes you say clients. But it feels like a word that will likely come up in your test. So maybe just have a little practice with that. Make sure that you're getting it right. But yeah, not a great deal to work on. Just kind of more the content, but a good level of accuracy, and everything else is looking good. Yeah. Do you have any questions or anything for me at the moment, Sarah?
No, sir. Thank you
for
so
now?
much.
You're very welcome. I'll talk to you next time. So take care of yourself.
All right. You too.
See you, Sarah. Bye. Okay. So, does anyone have any questions or anything else that they want to say before we finish up? It doesn't seem to be the case. Okay. So we'll leave it at that. Like I said, 20% off my course till Thursday. So let me know if you want to get in on that. And tomorrow I have the essay correction competition. So go to my post from Sunday. So it's in my YouTube channel community tab or in my Facebook page. So respond to that to win an essay correction tomorrow. Or there's also the speaking test lucky draw, and you just write your name under that post and you'll be entered into that draw tomorrow. That's it, I believe. So we'll wrap it up there for today. Lovely speaking to you all again, and talk to you possibly tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your days.